tell us about your vision and strategy as a leader in manufacturing sector? What innovative strategies have you implemented to drive the revenue growth and spearhead the successful projects over the past year? And could you share key milestones that highlight your company's performance under your leadership?
So let me start by talking a little bit about what's happening on the external landscape. Uh, what we are seeing is a transformation in terms of technology that is already happening. You can see whether it's in the automotive sector, you see the transformation of the IC engines graduating to the electric technology. You also have the hybrids trying to creep in, uh, plus the talk about the future fuel cells and hydrogen. So there is a lot of transformation in technology that's happening. So the technological transformation is one of the biggest determinant for us as Schaeffler, irrespective of the field that it is happening in. Why am I saying that? Because as Schaeffler, we are a leader in motion technology. Now, having said that, it is important for us that we track these transformation changes that we see happening, and we have a structured process to that effect. So globally, what we do is we run what is called as technology dialogue that we do, and this is a long-term vision for Schaeffler globally as to what kind of technology should we be invested in going forward. That said, then we have the next level, which is more on the strategy dialogue, which is more a midterm strategy for the companies, and that could vary from country to country depending on the level of technology absorption and adoption that those countries are doing. Like if you were to look at the West, there is a faster adoption of electric vehicle technology, so they would be focusing more on electric vehicles. In India, it's a lagging factor there, so there is a bit of lag in adopting the electric vehicle technology, but it's catching up. So our priorities would be a little different, the strategic priority. So that said, clearly we have understood this, and accordingly our strategy is framed. And over the years, if you see in the last 5 to 6 years, Schaeffler in India has evolved in a very strong way. Fundamentally because we have realized that we want to leverage the cost competitiveness of India. And to that effect, we have continuously invested in localization. So locally produce those products that are required for India rather than import them. And our localization content year over year is increasing. So that's the first key. Second is also with India's growth story. Obviously, India is one of the fastest growing economies today. And when you see that, it is super important that we stay invested in a high growth market like India. And over the last 5 years, we have consistently increased our investment rate in our manufacturing capacities. And the capacities also would mean bringing in new manufacturing technologies as well.
True.
Yeah. So some of the specialized area like coatings, for example, this is to enhance the performance and reliability of the products we make. So we have now started to do a lot of coating technologies within India as well. So clearly, it's not just about increasing our manufacturing capacities, but also increasing our technological capabilities in manufacturing that we have consistently started to do. Not to leave behind the digitalization effort that we are putting into our plant, clearly under the ambit of Industry 4.0. We have continuously increased our digitalization levels within our plant. We have increased the machine-to-machine interfacing capabilities. We are now starting to draw plans. How do we enhance the machine-to-man interfacing capabilities as well? We have started to now bring in a higher level of automation. We have started to invest in a high level of robotics in our plants. Yeah, but that does not mean that people would not have work. And we also address that part by continuously upskilling our employees to take on the next level of roles and responsibilities that are required. So over the last 5 years, we have seen a significant improvement, significant development of Schaeffler within India. All of this leading to excellence in the area of manufacturing, which obviously my end customers would see the value by way of better products, more competitive products, and higher quality products that we bring to them.
How have your decisions and leadership style contributed your company's position in manufacturing industry? What measurable outcomes such as revenue growth, market expansion, or operational excellence stand out as your significant achievements?
So talking about contributions, which you mentioned, one of them that I did not mention, which I was going to bring in later, was the entire purpose of why are we doing this is to address the climate neutrality targets that we have set for us. Schaeffler as a group is globally set that we want to become climate neutral by 2040. Whether it is in the products we make, we call them green products, or our processes, which is the green manufacturing process, which is what leads me to talk about in the area of sustainability. How is our manufacturing plants, how are our manufacturing plants contributing to the sustainability? I think we have done a lot of work in this area to make our plants, on two folds. One, how do we make them more energy efficient? So, in terms of infusing new technology into the plants, higher level of automation into the plants, also going through regular audits to monitor all the wastages, energy wastages we have, and then bringing in better technology and products there. So, one is on energy efficiency, which we have set targets year after year and we ensure that we meet those targets. The second one I wanted to talk about was we want our plants to start using renewable electricity, which means the green electricity in all our plants, 100%. That's a tall challenge for India considering the constraints we have. But yet, there again, I'm happy to say one of our plants, Hosur, for example, is already 100% meeting those targets, which means all the electricity that we consume in the plants is from a green source. We still have some challenges in the other states, more because of the supply constraints. We are on the job on how do we close this gap. We also have plans to look at possibility of investing in solar farms to generate green electricity, thereby offset what I consume. So that's another way to, try and meet our climate neutral targets. So it's one is about the financial targets that we have, but it's these targets which I think have a larger meaning to the purpose of why we are here, and that's the point I wanted to make. Talking about our own performances in the last few years, I'm happy to say that Schaeffler in India, we have been consistently growing with a double-digit CAGR growth rates. We've been able to do that, and that's because of a clear growth strategy that we have drawn up. And we have drawn up in every aspect. We are investing in the new technology areas like electric vehicles. So we have now business wins in the e-axles area, where we are able to now drawing up the localization plan for producing the e-axles in India going forward. Talk about electronics and software, which is another area. We being predominantly a mechanical engineering company, now we are getting into that area by way of our inorganic growth and global acquisitions and mergers that we have done. So we are bringing in the electronics and the software development capabilities as well into our portfolio of offerings. So thereby, this is helping us to move from a component level player to a system level player. And this is where what the value the customer sees in us, that we are trying to graduate and we have graduated in some of the sectors to a system level. Machine tool industry is another area where we believe we can graduate from a component level supplier status, just giving give bearings. We can now offer them system level solutions as well with our rotary tables that we do make here, and some of the torque motors and the torque sensors that we make, what you see on display out there. So, or for that matter, even the linear actuation systems, which we are able to offer to the machine tool industry. So we are expanding our product portfolio as well. So it's not just about what are we trying to achieve, it's also important about how are we trying to achieve, meeting the sustainability targets that we have set for us.
That's good to know. So that is also about the future outlook. So your priorities are set out for
That's right.
that's advancing your organization's growth and fostering the innovation. So you're also looking at growing India's competitiveness in the global market.
Yes.
That's also talking about Make in India. What are the other priorities that you are touching upon for growing India's competitiveness in the global market?
So one of the areas that we have started to invest is to build the capability of or the product development, the design in the area of mechatronics, in the area of electronics. So as I speak in Pune, we have set up a center of R&D with close to 700 engineers working there, and we have now another center in Bangalore with close to 900 engineers. Plus, we have product development teams within the businesses. So, clear focus that the intellectual capital available in India is something that we're going to leverage for not just India's growth, but also we do a lot of work for the group, Schaeffler Group outside. I'm happy to say that the Schaeffler Group has a lot of faith in the India growth story. Hence, the investment rates have almost tripled in the last 5 years. Also, the investments in the area of intellectual capabilities I talked about, which they have understood that it resides here and we must leverage more and more. We are even talking of setting up a global capability center soon, which would encompass a much broader prospect of even software development. So we believe that there is enough and enough potential within India, and Schaeffler in India is going to play a big role in terms of the value add to the business community here as well.